Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to my channel, Weird is the New Black. My name is Kat, and this is another pick a card reading. This one is about what is the spiritual lessons in this soul connection, in the connection of the person that you know you're connected to on a spiritual level here. Sometimes it's very difficult to work out why we met somebody, what the lessons are that we need to integrate, but we do know that it's something different, it's something more profound, it's something more deep rooted. So I'm hoping that this pick a card will help you, and I want to take the opportunity as well to say thank you for your personal bookings, thank you for your comments, thank you for your likes, thank you for your dislikes, thank you for the interaction. It's been an extraordinary journey so far, and I feel really honoured to have you watching and supporting me on my channel. So take a breath, take a moment, be drawn to your stack, and if it doesn't resonate, don't listen, and maybe choose a different stack. If it does resonate, then I'm very happy about it, and do let me know. Anyway, so I shall leave you to decide, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you. Hello, stack ones, and welcome. Right, let's have a look at this. What's the spiritual lesson from this person? Well, there's a lot of lessons going on here. I mean, this is really quite a complex reading. And we've got Freya up here, sexuality, and Sekhmet, anger and rage. We've got separation, clock, time, maturity, and patience. We've got oppression, the corners of the mouth, two Proverbs cards from my new deck called Little Gospels. They're Proverbs from all over the world, and the link will be below if you want to buy them. One says honour is better than honours, and that's from Belgium. And the other says a small star shines, even a small star shines in the darkness, and that's from Finland. Then we've got change here, the Queen of Cups, the Armadillo Spirit, which says set healthy boundaries, and from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, what you want wants you. So yeah, lots of energy here. I really feel like this situation, this relationship, this person has made you feel, or you feel, very pushed out, very rejected. There's a definite separation that has occurred. You may feel punished by this individual. You may be longing for them, missing them, or just very unsure about the future of this situation. And the clock saying needs time, and there's time up again here. It takes time to heal in time. And cycles, which is really stepping out to me. Time to heal, again, that's stepping out to me, and progress. So time will allow you the progress that you require. So you may feel very sad about this, depression. This person may have caused a depression. I don't know where you sit on the timeline. So maybe you're through this and you're just sort of corroborating the lessons that you've learned, or maybe you're in this. So please just take what resonates here. But this person made you feel bad. And I don't think it's just one person, actually. I think that this is a lot about different people. There's a lot of energies. There's a lot of like dark birds in this. I feel that have sort of clustered around. I don't think it's just one person. I think that this is kind of a pattern of people. And that you may have that have attracted. There could be very overtly sexual energy, and very like enraged or angry energy. Excuse me. Both of those energies seem like they've kind of found their way to you. Even a small star shines in the darkness. I think they resent your light, is what I want to say. But at this point, I don't think you feel that you have much light, or that definitely feel the sense of a depletion of your light, of your energetic, of your spiritual gift, potentially. Or that's how they did make you feel. Now, what I'm hearing the word repression. And I feel like the sexuality and the anger and rage are both repressed energies that you've had repressed, I think, in childhood. Excuse me. This is because you were made to feel ashamed of those particular energies within yourself. So you may be quite sexually charged as a person, you may be quite passionate as an individual, but because this was deemed unacceptable or not the right thing to do, not the honourable thing to do, I think you were told that you only gain recognition, or you're only deserving of recognition if you put a lid on those energies. Now, with repression, if you put a lid on those energies, when the pot boils over, which it does inevitably do, you feel very strong sexual impulse, very strong sexual urge, or furious, because putting a lid on anger and not expressing what is acceptable and not acceptable, and just kind of giving and giving and giving with this Queen of Cups, or just feeling that you just have to listen, or you have to understand, or you have to empathize, or you have to, you know, be the person that accommodates or is flexible with somebody else's, you know, shitty behavior, or maybe they're lying. This is my bullshit card, you know, when they lie, or that you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. And this is actually, Spirit is saying that this lesson is here to say, no, you need to set healthy boundaries. Self-love is about giving to the self. With the Queen of Cups, she is only an effective counselor, or an effective friend, or an effective assistant or carer if she cares for herself as a primary. She can't care for anybody else without caring for herself. And I know that people repeat this over and over again, but it is so true. If you can't set healthy boundaries and cut out the bullshit and people who have made you feel lesser or insignificant or depressed or negative people who talk negatively maybe, or who gossip, and you may feel a lot misunderstood by this person you're inquiring about, or other people in general. Spirit is saying it's time to get rid of them. You know, change needs to occur up here. And I feel like this guy is like coming out of his house with suitcases, packing up a car. So basically what's going on here is that he's readying to leave this situation, readying to change and move away. You might have had to have immense patience, because I think you've been really triggered. This person that you've been dealing with, maybe there's strong sexual chemistry between you, but you've been really triggered. Maybe they've been sexually dishonorable. Or they've displayed like rage or anger towards you, and you felt punished or confined, and maybe it was completely unfair because it was nonsense. But this is about having to give it time and to step back and to put boundaries, strong, secure boundaries, stepping back from people who are poisonous or nagging or negative or gossipy or lying, who don't nourish people around them, including you. They just nourish themselves. They say they want to provide to other people, but they don't. They expect you to be continually open, continually listening to them. And if they don't put any substance behind their words, it's complete fucking nonsense. It's not honor. You are not going to gain recognition from these people, and nor should you desire recognition. And I keep saying people because I do feel like you've dealt with this more than once, or you've dealt with more than one party doing this. You need to nourish yourself. You need to look after your own health, your own well-being, and you need to say no. That's a really, really strong message in here. The ability to draw the line in the sand and say to yourself, do you know what? It's all right to be angry. It's all right to be frustrated. It's all right to say, do you know what? I am fucking done. I've had enough. There's a way of expressing it that is nourishing and good for you, that brings back your hope. The more that you tolerate it, the more that you will lose hope, lose faith. You may feel very confined. It may be that for very few of you, that this is how you've behaved, and now you're feeling punished, and that people are angry with you, and that your sexuality's got the better of you, maybe. But actually, Spirit is saying the same lessons apply here. Sexuality that is repressed, it becomes out of control. Anger that is repressed has the ability to erupt. It's that repressional energy that needs to be dealt with. And I really feel that a lot of it comes back to childhood. A lot of it comes back to being told that it's not acceptable to be passionate, to be sexually charged, but it is completely acceptable to Spirit. However you fucking come. However you come. If you're being authentic to yourself, then it's really important that you don't tolerate other people's nonsense. They can't see. Look, she's got her eyes closed. They can't see what's in front of them. Maybe they don't want to see your boundaries either. Maybe they just keep approaching, keep chatting shit, keep maintaining that they care. Under the guise of caring, they are breaching your boundaries here. Yeah, this is a false energy. This is like a mask. They keep giving you hope, maybe, and they keep saying things that sound good, but their behavior is different. Their behavior may be volatile or maybe promiscuous. And Spirit is saying there's an imbalance here, and I'm seeing the scales actually. So one of you is going through a karmic lesson in this. So this could be, a divine counterpart, but this is karma, or this is a karmic situation that you're trapped in or stuck in, or you feel you can't release yourself from. Now, when I was premeditating, I heard a song. I heard India RE, Back to the Middle. I just kept hearing it over and over. And because I don't know it that well, I thought I'd write down some of the lyrics and read it to you. So it says, you've got to take the good with the bad, or you might hit the wall. Sometimes you fly and sometimes you fall. There ain't no way to avoid the pain, but it's getting burned. That's how you will learn to come back to the middle. So this person, may have burned you. Needing to protect yourself, that is just a part of life. If you let your fears keep you from flying, you'll never reach your height. To get to the top, you must come back to the middle. When you're in the valley, you can see both sides more clearly. So yeah, this is definitely an oscillating energy that I'm picking up here. And I'm seeing the yin yang as well up here as well. So there's almost like an oscillation of feeling intense passion and then intense depression. And again, I relate depression to repression of feelings. You might be very sad, you might be missing somebody, thinking about them, yearning for them. With this separation card up here, unsure of the future, it says, not sure about where you head beyond this. You know you're heading to change, but you're unsure about it. And this guy's packing up his stuff, putting it in the car, ready to go. And Spirit is saying, you need time for this change to occur. This is not an overnight situation. This person has brought you a really powerful lesson about respecting yourself and respecting your boundaries, and not tolerating people or trying to rescue people. You may have been dealing with somebody who was had tantrums or was theatrical, who lied. And you may be feeling sorry for yourself, which is not going to help either. So Spirit is saying it's okay to hurt. It is, but you need to hang on to the hope. And this is about ownership. How have you contributed to the situation? And I think that most of you have just overgiven because you're conditioned to believe that the right thing to do here is to be constantly flexible. Or it could be the other way around. There's been a cycle, regardless. It says cycles in this time card, and I really do feel that there have been cycles here, which is why you've experienced this more than once, because each time it might get harder, and that's because Spirit is saying those boundaries need to be firm. You need to know where your line in the sand is, what belongs to you emotionally and what belongs to the other person. And that might be tricky because there's empathetic energy up here, this star child energy up here. You may have experienced like a second kind of childhood with this person, or that it's brought up like early childhood issues that need to be filtered through. You may not have realized how much conditioning that you've had in regards to how you should behave, as opposed to your natural, instinctual, passionate, sexual, healing energy, because you are healers, counselors, possibly. You like to help, you like to listen to people, you like to be of service, is what I'm hearing with this medal up here, to be of service, but you do it and have done it to the detriment of your own well-being, especially mentally. This mental energy might have driven you a bit crazy. Feeling punished possibly by the universe, and punished by like powers that are like a divine or the bigger, and that energy is something that you're moving away from, that is changing. It's almost like you blend your energies with other people, and therefore you don't know what belongs to you and what belongs to them. And this is unhealthy. This is not a nourishing energy. It's blind. It might be your perception of what love does, but love does not do that. Love does not take responsibility for other people's shitty behavior. And we need to take accountability for our behavior. And you need to separate what you're feeling, because you may be very intuitive, you may be very psychic, and what they are feeling. So if you're going through these oscillating changes, it may be that you're picking up this person, you're picking them up etherically, and that's why on one hand you may feel very loving and very supportive, and you may feel very sorry for them, because I think a lot of them are going through a difficult time where they have to deal with the consequences of their actions. But Spirit is like, whatever you do not lessen or help or try and rescue them from those consequences. It's an essential lesson for this person. You can't alleviate the universal lesson. The universe gets to decide what is okay. Stay separate is what I'm feeling. Deal with yourself. Give it time. This has matured you considerably. You may have had to have a lot of patience. Maybe this person gossiped about you, lied about you. There's a lot of bullshit energy here. Promised you stuff that they didn't follow through with. It could have been all of those things, but you have to be patient. Honor is better than honors. You have to be dignified. You have to rise above it. And that doesn't mean you don't have to not feel angry. But expressing your anger casually is not going to help. You need a form of expression whereby you can say, this is not nourishing me. Here's how I feel. I'm done with being treated this way, but in a calm way. And when you are confident in your ability to be heard, and I think being heard may have been an issue for you, I've got to say that, growing up or otherwise, or that this person hasn't heard you, hasn't seen you. A Spirit is saying you will be heard. If you want to be heard, you will be heard. But it doesn't come by losing your temper or by jumping into a sexual situation. It comes via genuinely caring for yourself enough that you know that this medal is deserving. And it's taken time, or it is taking time to change this perception, because these are deep-rooted conditioning energy. You need to be brutally honest with yourself about what you want and what your needs are versus what other people's needs are and what they want. And no more people pleasing is what I'm hearing. No more feeling that your sexuality is a taboo, that you should feel ashamed. I'm feeling like, you know, you've been shamed or humiliated or cut off for just being you. And the Spirit is saying you need to be even more you. And there might be some distrust about what you desire, what you really want, what you don't want. You might be saying that you want one thing, but actually you want another. That might change. It might be changeable on a daily basis. With that, come back to the middle energy. There has been a lot of pain. Somebody's caused you a lot of pain. If so, they're afraid of you flying. They're afraid of your light. Definitely afraid of your light and the strength and passion of it too. And your sexual energy, how sexy you are potentially. You might not feel that way at all, look. You might, or they might not have, they might have made you feel very young or unworthy or secondary, that's what I'm hearing. But you need to trust yourself. Enjoy the process of learning what you desire. Enjoy the process. I'm hearing permission. You must give yourself permission to be who the hell you are. Spirit is saying they're only interested in your authenticity. They're only interested in who you really are. They don't care about how society deems that as appropriate or not. And with this, what you want wants you. It's almost like I feel like you've been in a position where you have felt trapped. And she's looking at the change card here. And I think you really want change. And if you know that that energy wants to come to you as well, that is a powerful manifestational energy. You know that things might take time, but there's patterns and cycles that you're breaking free from. And this person might have been like the nail in the coffin of like that karmic cycle, or the lesson that you may have repeated where you're just like, do you know what? I'm so tired of projecting positivity via and being surrounded by people or a particular person that is really negative, or just tells you stuff that is just nonsense. They don't even believe it themselves. That's why they won't look you in the eye. That's what I'm hearing. This person is scared to look you in the eye. That they may be separating themselves from you, or you're separating yourself from them because of the fear of eye contact, because people can see the truth of that. But there's hope here. There is hope. Even a small star shines in the darkness. There's always hope, and it's to do with your well-being, creating balance. That's so important with that back to the middle energy. People have kept you low. People have kept you afraid. Other people's opinions may have really overwhelmed your space or your situation, and their lies may have confused you or baffled you, but I'm getting that they're deluded. There's a delusion. Maybe this was you or this was them, but it's like having bought into something that is actually really flimsy, that has no substance behind it. And you may have felt that has separated you from the ability to heal, or from feeling hopeful or feeling that you've had faith. And it's because you're very sensitive. So it's even more important, Spirit is saying, when you're this empathetic and you're this psychic or this capable, that you have a very strong protective energy around you, which Spirit can provide to you for sure. It can. And it is, I get that it is with the stars card and the armadillo energy. I mean, Spirit is thick-skinned. And it's not, karma is not here to punish you if you're feeling that you've gone through a karmic situation. It's not there. It's not here for this reason. It's here to say, you get the love, what's that expression? You get the love you feel you deserve, and you have been settling for second best, is what my guide is saying. My guide is saying they don't want you to settle for second best anymore. They want you to aim high, know that you're worthy, know that you can change this perception, that it does take time, it does take maturation, it does take stepping up, it does take removing yourself from feeling confined in this kind of childhood mode of feeling cut off or feeling left out or feeling rejected or restricted. Yeah, really controlled maybe by the people around you, or maybe had one very angry parent or an overly sexual parent, or, you know, or both your parents were afraid of those energies within you. Because it's natural, it's innate. That's what I'm feeling. There's such vitality in your reading. I'm getting strong sacral energy. There needs to be some sacral work done. So if you're into chakra healing, it's the sacral energy that needs to be focused on with this. No, sorry, not the sacral, the root energy. And okay, my guide's saying both, actually. And he's also saying it is sacral, more, just slightly more so than the root. Okay, fine, sorry. All right, there you go. But yeah, root energy and sacral energy are like really important healing energies for you at this point. And nourishment. So this is literally what you're taking into your body. This is like, are you taking in the right substances into your body? Are you taking in the right foods? Are you being mindful? Because it's kind of like she's got her eyes closed, so it's almost like an autopilot. And are you expressing no? Are you actually articulating no? Because I feel like there's a lot of kind of silence. You may be afraid of your own anger or of other people's anger or their judgment on you. But I feel like you need to separate yourself from those people, like really important. If there are negative people in your environment that are bringing you down, that are not speaking honestly to you, that don't want to see where you're coming from, you need to create a separation and take some time out to heal from their opinions. Like I'm getting like again, give back what doesn't belong to you. I'm hearing Sinead O'Connor. Give back the pain you gave me. How'd it go? Yeah, give back what doesn't belong to me. Yeah. So this is about you looking out for number one via healthy boundaries, and you're doing it to protect your capability to connect to spirit. And that is a primary issue for spirit. They do not want you to make compromises over your own capacity to connect with them at all. Other people's opinions like really dominate this space for me, and I feel like this is you and this is them. They really just take up too much space, and that can make you feel very angry. But you need to, instead of being repeatedly angry in a cycle, one simple no that you actually mean is more important than anything else. and it will change everything. And it doesn't matter if they don't understand you or don't see you or misread you or say shit about you or any of that. You need to be strong enough to know that if you feel honor, that you feel in your heart you're doing the right thing for you, and it's in accordance with spirit, then what you really desire, which is not this shit, but is something else, what you really desire can then come to you. But you need to believe that your highest desires are out there looking for you, and they're just waiting for you to believe in yourself enough for them to come in. And that is what the spiritual lesson of meeting this person or people has given to you. Anyway, I really hope that resonated. Stack number 1. If it does, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you so much, and goodbye. Hello, stack 2s, and welcome. So what do we have going on here? So what spiritual lessons has this relationship brought to you or is bringing to you currently? I don't know where you are on the timeline. So it may be over already, or it may be that you're in the process of this and you're trying to fathom what's going on. Either way, you just have to take what resonates here. So I'm going to start with Maya up in the corner here, because this says illusion. So this is quite a strong energy for me. And I think that this is how you are looking back on this situation. There's an illusion around the connection that you have with this person that you are coming to terms with, or maybe there has been an illusion, and that suddenly there's a sudden energy with this arousing card underneath, which is very similar to the Tower for me, in terms of your connection or the messages that are coming to you from spirit now. And it says Crow Spirit, co-create with spirit down here. So first off the bat, whatever has gone down here, and stuff has gone down here, and suddenly, there, spirit is saying primarily this is to get you to co-create with them, to get in touch with spiritual messaging, to be listening to them and listening to your intuition. Look, Crow, it's you. Just talking to my guide. My guide is a crow spirit. He very much identifies with being a messenger from source energy, to enable me to translate that energy in kind of human terms. And I feel like your connection with this person was possibly very sudden and very powerful, with this lightning, like a flash of understanding. And I think you've had multiple flashes of understanding in regards to this person, maybe that you have been messaged by spirit to look at things that potentially shock you or potentially make you feel pretty damn uncomfortable, like realizational energy here. So part of this journey with this person is to accept those lessons, because this arousing card says shock, crisis, upheaval, awe-inspiring, dramatic power shifts, unpredictability, a shake-up, that's a wake-up. And I keep hearing an alarm clock, and it's almost like the alarm clock goes off and then you whack snooze, and the alarm clock goes off again and then you whack snooze, and then each time it gets louder until boom, like thunder, thunderbolts and lightning. Very, very frightening me, Galileo. Yeah, so sudden and scary because of the power potentially in the connection that you have with this individual or did have with this individual. You could have been, it could have been a very sudden energy. It could have come along very, very quickly. But next to this arousing card, we've got a card from my deck, the Little Gospels Proverbs Oracle cards. The link will be below if you want to buy them. But this is a proverb from China, and it says transgressions should never be forgiven a third time. So it's not the first time, which is that snooze energy. It's not the first time that this person has shocked you, or that you've shocked yourself. It could be either way. And it's resulted in a very dramatic, heartbreaking energy is what I feel, because this is right next to this card here, which is another proverb from Brazil that says, a card that never appears neither wins nor loses. And I'm feeling this electrical energy around this heart, because this is the Ace of Hearts depicted here, and that is the Ace of Cups in tarot terms. So just electrifying energy, so strong electrical energy between you and this person, maybe in a conflicted way or maybe in an attracted way, depending on who you're inquiring about in the situation. But something happened suddenly, and it's not the first time this person's behaved in a way that has shocked you, because it says transgression should never be forgiven a third time. So you've clearly let this person shock you at least twice before, at least twice. Spirit's saying for some of you, this is way more than 3 times. So, you know, they really had to give you a wake-up call with this individual. And so that's part of the spiritual lesson here, that you can press snooze as many times as you like, but you cannot stop the universe from kicking off that alarm, because Spirit, I'm hearing ring the alarm. Yeah, Spirit wants you to co-create with them. And I feel like you kind of lost sight of that in the situation with this person, because, or you may have felt that everything was okay with this individual, and you didn't want to see that it wasn't. You didn't want to see that under the surface, pulling back the veil that Maya has here, in fact, this person had thief energy, which means they were wanting to take something from you. Now, this could have been money, this could have been resource, this could have been energy, this could have been time and attention. So, but it's pretty damn negative. It's kind of the 7 of Swords energy. It's pretty cowardly as well. But that energy of being brave enough to confront it is something that Spirit wanted to bring to you as well, because I feel that there's a lot of avoidance. There's a lot of avoiding and avoidance, that's what I want to say, of dealing directly with this person, because it says up here, avoiding a conversation, call person. So it says not today. So just not wanting to deal with potential conflict. But it also says hurt and boundaries and still angry. So that's interesting with the boundaries, because we've got Durga up here who also says boundaries. And again, we'll get to that. I think boundaries are really significant here. I think the avoidant energy that you've got going on here was to do with a need to close the cycle with this person. A need to conclude situations. Maybe you were really reluctant to conclude this, because I'm picking up a lot of world energy with this dream, a beautiful dream, and I'm hearing the mamas and the papas. Stars shining bright above you. Yeah, this dreamy energy here, romantic energy for a lot of you, being swept up or dazzled in something that looked beautiful, but only looking at the surface and not really putting in much energy or effort into finding out what this was grounded on, or who this person really was. Turns out that they're a thief of time, or a thief of your heart, or or that's how you feel, or maybe that's you. So I'm feeling like there's a need to allow a deeper understanding here, that this dazzling energy that this person brought in was blinding, is what I want to say, with this like shock of lightning, this flash of lightning, like blinding you and blinding your heart. But it says a card that never appears neither wins nor loses. So somebody here just didn't show up, just didn't put in the effort, just neither one way or the other. Maybe just kind of played it safe right down the middle. Didn't want to deal, was avoiding actually showing up for this, because the Three of Coins in reverse is a lot to do with lack of effort, lack of motivation, lack of collaboration, not being able to get on well in group situations, or just, you know, not putting in the effort, not putting in the work, expecting things just to work out, expecting presumptuously that everything is going to roll in their favor without them actually investing. And I don't think you wanted to look at this very closely here with Maya up here. I think that you have had to see that since, and the more that you see clearly the reality of the situation, the more shocking it is to you that maybe you put up with this, and there's an avoidance because it hurt. It really hurt your heart space to see that you felt like this was a really good thing, that you were in a really good position with this person, is what I want to say. This could have been a colleague or somebody that you were involved with in a financial way, in business, or as some kind of investment. And there's a really idealistic energy about that as well. Again, mostly it's romantic that I'm picking up, but it could be a family member as well here with this home, family and comfort card. Regardless, this is about accepting the shock, accepting the shattering of the illusion. And it's also about breaking the status quo. And I'm hearing Spirit is giving me a kind of dozing energy, almost like you really didn't see this coming, I don't think, but you kind of did. You kind of did. You just didn't want to see. You just didn't want to see. You were happily veiling yourself from the reality of this person not actually putting in tangible energy or building or investing in this situation with you. I feel at that moment that you're at a tipping point, and that some of you might be feeling quite apathetic. A card that never appears neither wins nor loses. So I feel like you kind of don't want to, you're right in the middle. You're right in the middle with this kind of apathetic energy. And my guide is saying that's absolutely fine. It's completely fine, because actually the neutral space is really powerful. You don't want to deal with this today, and maybe you're not ready to deal with it entirely. And it says still angry, so you might still be very angry. I think a lot of you are really angry with yourself that you kind of fell for this, or you believed this person, or you thought that this time they were going to be different, or that they would change their behavior and actually collaborate and put in some effort and do some work on it and actually meet you in the middle. But this person, I don't think they ever really intended to do that. I don't think it's in their nature. I think that there's a lot of laziness around this energy. They just want it comfortable, is what I'm feeling. They just want to put their feet up and let other people do the legwork, is what I'm hearing. So yeah, coming to terms by accepting, allowing the ideal that you had wound up feeling like a surface reality, wound up feeling a kind of empty, and you need to forgive yourself for investing in this energy and having them take from you, and take time, take too much time maybe, and your realization that it was never going to come to pass because they never would show up, a card that never appears. So they may just have ghosted, or they may have ended a situation really dramatically, flown the coop, flew away, and never showed up again. But they didn't show up emotionally, mainly, is what I'm feeling. They didn't want to lose, so they didn't take a risk to win. And with the Ace of Hearts, I mean, God, I mean, you're pretty much guaranteed a good hand if that's in your stack, right? But this person may just not have believed that it was worth the risk. They're risk adverse is what I'm feeling. And maybe you didn't feel it was worth the risk of conflict to put pressure on them or that situation. But I think in bringing clarity to it, you realize that you need better delineation with this boundary energy up here, which is super important for you. You may be avoiding ending things, definitely. With this world energy going on in this card, the world talks about conclusions, about like completing a journey, completing a cycle. And up here, this coffin card says endings bring new beginnings. And that is true, but maybe you don't or haven't believed that to be the case. And Spirit is saying only by ending this scenario can you open up to new beginnings. Can there be growth, change, liberation, and transition? So some of you might still be feeling that you don't want to deal with closure. You don't want to deal with ending. Maybe you're worried about hurting other people. You're avoiding talking to somebody. Or maybe you're worried about hearing them being angry with you. Again, it can be flipped and you have to take what resonates. This could be that somebody is very angry because they feel like you didn't put in any effort, that you didn't invest. And maybe you're avoiding that. You don't want to show up because you don't want to lose and it be final. There'd be a finality about this situation, but without the finality, this is like purgatorial energy, and Spirit is trying to show you that there can't be an increase in rewards or expansion or abundance, which is what's associated with this card here, until you put the lid on it, until that final nail is in the coffin, is what I'm hearing. There's a resistance. There's definitely a resistance, or has been a resistance, to learning from the past because of repeat cycles. And I'm hearing that phrase, if we always do what we've always done, we'll always get what we've always got. So this is ushering in a pivot point change, and you are at the pivot point because this is quite neutral, this energy in the middle. And like I say, I think that that's a good energy. There has to be this kind of neutrality because there's still quite strong frustration or strong annoyance. You may feel that this person has literally wasted time, or wasted your time, or wasted your love and affection, and that you're having to draw a conclusion by yourself. And it's hard to not get like clarity of closure. But you can't wait for somebody else to bring this to you. If you are waiting for closure, or if you're waiting for somebody to say, right, this is completely game over, or whatever, it's irrelevant. Spirit is saying it's irrelevant to your spiritual journey what they do. You have to draw the veil back, give yourself clarity. And although it's shocking that this is heralding an ending, you need to be the one that draws this ending. You may not want to deal. You may not want to deal. And you don't necessarily have to deal with this person directly to end things. Or maybe you do. Maybe that's your lesson, that you're having to do that. But it's different for different people. in this situation. It depends whether you're in contact with this person or whether it's already a closure for you. Durga is very interesting because Durga was actually Devi in the story, and Devi had to fight Durga, and Durga was a demon. So this is like some really toxic behavior is what I'm feeling, that you've had to put up with, that you've had to contend with. And maybe that's why some of you are like, I don't want to deal with this anymore, which if that's the case, Spirit's like, good, this is good. Durga was able to shift form into all kinds of different animals and nothing could defeat her, but Devi managed to defeat Durga when she changed form, or whatever, changed form into a buffalo. And then, in order to honour that battle, took on the name Durga. So this is about accomplishing victory through boundaries and through saying, it's not dissimilar to step number 1, to be honest, through saying, no, this is it. I'm done here. I'm finished. This is closure. This is completion. For your own peace of mind is what I'm hearing with this home, family, and comfort. It may be that this person, you know, was up in your space, or that you lived together, or they were a member of your family, or there was some kind of kinship. You could have shared a home. Or you could still share a home, but still there needs to be a closure here, very, very strong. There needs to be completion, and the spiritual energy is telling you that that is a huge, huge part, because you can't keep repeating the cycles of destruction, because each time it hits your heart harder is what I'm hearing. Hits your heart harder. Say that after a few gins, dare ya? Okay, so there's definite heart issues around here for me. The heart chakra is an area that you might want to look at in terms of working on. And letting go is a big factor. Letting go, letting the conclusion occur, because you will reap so many rewards. It says sharing, reaping rewards, overflow, expansion, flowering, encouragement, fertile ground, and abundance. Wowza. And it may be that you want all those things, particularly in your home space or in your environment, or with your special people, your nearest and dearest. But you can't have that energy unless you put your foot down and confront the fear of closure and bring it to an end. Enough is enough. Spirit is saying there is no reason for you not to believe that you can't create a beautiful dream with Spirit. This dreaming quality that you have, this can be focused into a manifestational energy, and Spirit is saying ask them for help, ask them to take messages where there needs to be messaging. If you don't want to deal directly because you still have emotional content attached to this, and you're worried that that will create just another go around, you can let Spirit be your intermediary, be your messenger. Ask Spirit to bring closure to this for the sake of your heart, and to remove this toxic energy that has taken your time, has taken your resources. So no presuming, no dozing on the job is what I'm hearing. That giant alarm clock will go off and keep going off otherwise. Yeah, a Spirit's asking you to be in alignment and to also believe in the magic. It is safe to dream. It's safe to dream big. It's safe to dream beyond your comfort zone. Comfort zone. You will get an increase in a sense of coming home to yourself. Maybe this person made you feel at home, or you felt at home with them, or they felt at home with you, but that kind of foundation requires significant effort, and there's somebody here lacks motivation, whether it's you or them. Somebody lacks motivation. This person that you're dealing with may just totally not want to learn from the past. Maybe they're trying to call or trying to deal with you, but in doing so, in their connections with you, there's a huge amount of avoidance of the crash or the hurt or the damage, that or the constant transgressions. And if that's you, then you really do need to face constantly deluding yourself that you're not hurting somebody. That could be the other person, could be you, but they need to face it. If it's the other person, they need to face, and you won't allow them to face it unless you go game over, because otherwise you're enabling them to keep avoiding the situation. There has to be an ending. And I'm not saying that there can't be a reignition or a new beginning down the road here, because there is an increase. But this is about your expansion, your fertile ground, your abundance, overflow with that Ace of Cups energy, that heart flowing energy. And I do feel like the hurt needs reparation that can only come from closure. I think that's, oh no, hang on. Beauty. Okay, there's a beauty element here as well with this dream, a beautiful dream. So you need to see that there's beauty in chaos, beauty in challenge, beauty in having a positive perspective on really trying shit. And I think, and also not berating yourself for choices that you've made in the past that have brought tower moments. Needs to be a self-forgiveness. There needs to be an accountability, and you owe it to yourself to forgive yourself in order to be able to deal cleanly with whatever it is that needs to be closed down with this individual, with this person. Beauty lies within. That's what I'm feeling as well. It may be that you were struck by their attractiveness, or it seemed like an attractive prospect is what I'm feeling as well. That it seemed to be an attractive endeavor. But the beauty in the little things is what needs to be focused on. You may have a real appreciation of nature, and again, I'm feeling that embracing that is enormously important for you. And also I'm hearing artistry, so you might have a creative outlet as well that could have taken a hit, but I really feel like Spirit is coming in to say, no, like, this will usher in a new cycle of creativity as well. This is really fertile ground for moving forwards, but those boundaries are absolutely essential, and you need to be firm about it. It may be that you feel young somehow or vulnerable somehow in dealing with the strength or the power of the energies that are confronting you or have confronted you. But there's no dozing on the job. You have to confront it. Saddle up is what I'm hearing. Put on the warrior garb. It's time to cut ties with all that has been toxic so that you can gain in a sense of feeling really at home with yourself, in a sense of feeling comfortable, in a sense of shifting and increasing your abundance. Yeah, so beauty on a depth level. The depth of spiritual beauty is the only beauty worth admiring, and it's to be found in all of nature, and especially in the small details is what I'm getting with you. don't know why I just saw a sewing machine. Maybe some of you are really good at sewing or embroidery, but I'm seeing that kind of detailed work, that admiration, but not because it's nice to look at, but because of the artistry, because of the time, because of the effort taken to create something. And you can see it or hear it in the music that's created, or in the work that's created. Let your admiration be for the blood, sweat and tears, the amount of effort invested in those things. And that's where true beauty is. And that's also what Spirit is saying. You may have a natural affinity to those little details, and looking at those things and how it all slots together. And maybe you have been a bit separate from that, but Spirit's asking you to return to the natural realm, to really admire the sheer abundance around you and how much that you do have. So that will help you shift from this neutrality. You have to show up for yourself, is what I'm hearing. A card that never appears, neither wins nor loses. It's like one foot on land, one on sea. Sometimes this energy, you have to commit to going one way, and that will involve closing, a closure of something, a situation, a job, potentially it could be a family situation that needs to end or be concluded. But the Spirit is saying you can't truly connect with this increase and with this abundance without finishing something first. So anyway, that's all I've got for you, stack 2, and I really hope it resonated. And if it did, please like and subscribe and share. I love you. Thank you so much for listening, and I will catch you again soon. Bye. Hello, stack 3, and welcome. So, what's the spiritual lesson here in this soul connection? This one runs deep. This one runs really deep. There's some really subconscious shifts and changes going on here. So this might be quite difficult for me to put into words. I can feel the energy quite strongly. There's definitely a lot of love here. There's a lot of love. And I think a lot of it's hidden from view, actually. So what I'm first picking up is polarity. I'm hearing polarity. And I'm getting that from this Conscious Connections card with these 2 women. One's grey and one's in colour. And I feel like you're very different people. Very different outlooks. Very almost polar opposite. And there's that opposites attract energy that is going on in this situation with this person. And I feel like a lot of this is about honouring the differences and kind of live and let live energy as well for me in that. I'm hearing ebb and flow, and I'm getting that the ocean, the Spirit keeps giving me the ocean as an allegory here, and also breath in and out, in and out. So then maybe this person did come in and out, and there were just flows of energy that were very playful or very joyful, with Bast up here, which means play in this deck. And Morgan Le Fay means rhythms. And I think actually more in Celtic means ocean. So maybe she was to do with the ocean somehow. So there is maybe some connection to the ocean for both of you, or either one of you. So I feel like this person brought out the playful energy, the colourful nature in you. Maybe the inner child, the joyful, the abundant. Bast is also associated with the moon, and there's a moon in this card here. And I'm hearing quite a lot of drumbeat rhythm. Morgan Le Fay is beating a drum up here, and it says faith, ritual and magic. And I'm hearing that ritualistic energy. I feel like there could be dance or shamanic or magical energy in your field. I think that's quite strong in this connection. So what I'm getting is that this person can make you feel the absolute pits, but also great. And that was an up and down situation, like an ebb and flow situation. So I feel like at the moment that healing could occur between the two of you, but, and there is a big but in this, but that is completely dependent upon this person being able to accept you exactly the way that you are. Because Morgan Fay Rhythms is about getting in tune with the rhythmics that suit you. So the way in which you pace your life, the rhythm of your life. So, you know, the right time for you to be up and the right time for you to feel down, the right time for you to eat, sleep, play. And I feel like a strong message coming through here is that you need, this lesson is partly about you being in tune with your own rhythmic flow and not with theirs. It's almost as though for some of you, this person expects you to deal with being down when they're down or being up when they're up, and not appreciating that there is the right time for you to feel those ways. They may be very changeable in their aspect as well here. They may project a positivity, but behind closed doors there is a feeling of sadness or negativity, or it may be that they jump from these emotions, excuse me, extremes is what I'm hearing. They may jump from one extreme emotional space to another, and that really kind of rolls or steamrollers over your ability to be in tune with what is right for your own rhythmic day to day. Or it could be you. I mean, you have to vice versa this. It says here, those who do not wish little things do not deserve big things. And this is a proverb from Belgium. This is from my Little Gospels Proverbs Oracle card deck. The link is below if you want to purchase them. But what I'm getting from this is that it's all in the details. It's all in the little details of, it's in the little things that you see the nature of this individual. And Spirit is trying to get you to focus via this connection on small details, little kindnesses, little acts of empathy or kindness or grace or respect for where you're at in your emotional arena. When is the right time to talk about things? When is not the right time? And if they steamroller that, or they have steamrollered that, then they don't deserve the big things. And what I'm really getting from this is that they don't deserve your heart, because you've got a heart in this image, and that's the big thing. You're the big thing here, because it's kind of mindless. Because this person may well be like wrapped up in themselves. And this is for some of you, not for all of you. For some of you, this is actually a pretty positive connection whereby you are dealing with different aspects of yourself. For both groups, because there are, I feel like, two groups of you here. But for both groups, you are learning to integrate your shadow and your light. And this person's really helped you, or is helping you, to integrate those very polar opposites, and so that they can be one. And it's all to do with consciousness and raising your vibration. I mean, this is a deep group. This is a deep energy going on here. For some of you, this person that you dealt with maybe had different people involved in your relationship, and it could have been a third-party situation. There are two women up here, or it could be more than that even, but there are definitely secrets definitely things hidden from view. That won't resonate with all of you, that third party energy, but it's definitely there for some of you. And yet I do feel like there's been a lack of emotional expression. So somebody's not expressing how they feel here, how they truly feel, or acknowledging, if this third party situation is the case, acknowledging that you know, and it needs to be dealt with. She's pointing directly to the moon. She's saying, look, you need to deal with the subconscious stuff. You need to deal with secrets that have been hidden from view. They need to be revealed in order for them to connect with their joy again. And this is kind of a lot of what they're learning as well here. I think somebody is going through the dark night of the soul here. And it's possible that you've already been through this. And if that's the case, because there's such a duality, because there's such a connective, I mean, it says connections up here, but it's such a mirroring connection here. They are also, then that person that has caused that or triggered that in you is now going through the dark night of their soul, triggered by you, because they need to deal with their own subconscious hidden energy. And it says, maintain a low profile, look inward first, caution and moderation, difficulties, self-protection, and subdue your brilliance. So what I'm feeling here is that you've not been expressed, or yeah, you've not been expressed, and you're now coming into a point where you are connecting back with your joy. It may be that that was really subdued by this person. And when you were going through this, they were in a really good space and being playful and twatting about potentially. And when you are in a good space, they're now going through the dark night of the soul. There is that polarity here, that oppositional energy. If they can't accept you for who you are, you need to release this. If there's toxicity with this person, this is kind of the final ebb is what I'm feeling. Here we've got a proverb from Japan saying, fall down 7 times, get up 8. So it may be that this person came in, came out, came in, came out, like kept knocking you down, kept darkening your light, kept taking your positive energy and making it dark. And it says caution and moderation. And this is about being very mindful of the connections that we get involved in, because I feel that it seemed very beautiful. It seemed very graceful. This person may have had a lot of charisma, but your self-expression has been pushed to one side. And they could have been very frivolous or very childlike or very flippant about what suited you rhythmically, what suited your energy, almost like they didn't. If they're down, they want you to be down. If they're up, they want you to be up with them. And there's a kind of pushing of that, which is where I'm getting live and let live keeps coming to mind here. If this person was toxic, did keep secrets, hasn't owned up, is trying to brush things under the carpet, has not given you the time to express yourself that you need, then this is a situation where you need to allow this to ebb out of the way and be gone, sort of finally here. If, however, this is not a toxic situation and it's just that you've struggled to express yourself and your emotional content, and you need to do the inner work in order to be able to sort of overcome very different aspects of your character, very changeable aspects of your character, then there is healing available in this relationship. There's like a window, is what I'm feeling, of a time where you can express in a very open heart-to-heart conversation how you really feel about them, or how you really feel about this situation, or this is them, and they have this momentary time to sort this out. It will require courage, is what I'm feeling with this card down here, this beautiful fall down 7 times, get up 8. They need to be mindful of how impactful small actions, seemingly small actions to them, can be on you. And just be more aware, is my feeling, more consciously aware of how their mood impacts or it changes or interrupts your rhythm, and that sort of back and forth, that peaceful energy. I really feel that they have to work with you. And if they are working with you, then this bodes really well for you to be able to express yourself. But if they're working against you, criticizing, or you're putting up with poor treatment, or they've been hypercritical or controlling, or trying to enforce their timeline on you, this is how long it's going to take, or you have to wait, or you have to do this, or you have to do that, then this is the energy that says you need to allow this to fall apart. You're manifesting a sacred connection, whichever group you're in, you're manifesting this sacred connection, because what we've got here is ascending, transcending obstacles, learning expansion, new phrase, preparing for union. And then you've got the engagement ring, engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, and union. So this person is here so that you can ascend and actually come into union. Now, for some of you, this could be with this individual. For others, it's that they were here to prepare you to come into union with your person. And it says, like, this is a long-term energy here. This is a long-term, and we've got the world up here as well. So there's a completion of a cycle here. And this could be a completion of a karmic cycle between the two of you, that you both are able to ascend now and hit a different space of commitment or partnership, or if they're toxic, that you can close down because you're ready now to honor your own rhythms, to take some time out for some play. I feel like that's really necessary, that you guys need to take some time out to just have some fun and rise above secrets, lies, infidelity, all of those things potentially. Somebody who was not prepared to be truly intimate, truly transparent, truly vulnerable. And you're learning how to be vulnerable and transparent and intimate, and you're ready to get to that ascension. Now, this could be with them, it could be with somebody else. But you need to trust the process of letting go what needs to ebb and letting flow what needs to come in. And I really feel that meditation is being, asked of you here, or some kind of yoga or breath work. You need to draw in enriching relationships, and you're learning a powerful lesson about judging by surface energy. And you're also learning how to deal with not being expressed and not feeling the need to express maybe what you know. Maybe, like I say, a lot of you haven't been able to express yourself, or maybe this person just doesn't want to hear it. And you have had to deal with that very gracefully. This is the grace card here. In order to just be okay with where you are, be okay with you, and you know what you know. You know what I know. I know what I know. I'll sing what I say. We come and we go. That's the thing that I keep in the back of my head. Yeah, yeah. There's deep potential. And it says, Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. It's time to look really deeply what real unity constitutes. I think that some of you felt that if you just loved this person the best that you could, that they could change. And that was enough, or that is enough. But it's not enough. This person needs to change under their own steam, in their own way, find their own rhythm. Find their own rhythm of dark and light. But very much here is about you putting them in touch with both the shadow and the light side, and them doing that to you as well, so that you can find this central space where you're not bothered by the ebb and not bothered by the flow, and you're allowing your relationships to ebb and flow, because they all do, right? And I feel like you may have thought that there was a lot of potential here, or there maybe is a lot of potential here, but you can't live off potential. It may be that you saw only the light side and didn't want to see the dark side, and that you closed your eyes to that and hid it from view. But now you're very cautious, and Spirit is saying you do need to be more cautious. You do need to not just look at the shiny surface of things. As this one says, adornment, bring out the beauty. The outer is a reflection of the inner. Vanity, charisma, self-expression. And I feel like you may have been swept up in the beauty, and it may have felt very deep, and maybe there is, I can't deny it, there's a very deep connection here. And I'm seeing, deep as the ocean is what I'm hearing Spirit say. It's hugely deep, but if too much work is required of you, or too much patience is required of you, this is not the best use of your energy, because what you're actually bringing in is a new commitment, a brand new commitment. You're transcending obstacles. This is a brand new phase, and the world is here to say, this is coming to a complete close, and you need to just let it go and let Spirit take it out. Because wow, with the sudden wealth card here, something, when this closes and it's fully closed, this phase maybe in your relationship or the relationship, then you've got this sudden wealth card, and it's got 777 up here. I mean, this is like divine connection energy, and faith, ritual, and magic. This person has put you in touch with your faith. You've had to dive deep into your faith, into your practices, into your magical concepts. You've had to be very graceful. You've had to see the beauty in the darkness. In the darkness is what I want to say. This person has really highlighted the significance and the importance and the majesty of the shadow self, the shadow energy, and how useful that energy is in its contrast to the light, to know yourself better, to reveal yourself to yourself, and to get you in touch with your own beauty, your own inner glory. And also for you to understand that your self-expression and your ability to say your piece or to be heard, it's not worth telling somebody who's not prepared to listen or to hear you, or is closing their eyes to you, or wants to sweep things under the rug, that you can come to forgiveness of that. But in the future, Spirit is saying you will need and demand self-expression and an equal partnership, an equal give and take, where you're not constantly trying to help them out of a difficult space, And that drains you. I mean, some of you have been really drained by that situation, or you're not expecting the other person to help you out constantly of a difficult space. And you're embracing the shadow, whatever that is for you. And you're embracing the light as well, because maybe you were just detached from that joy for a while there. And like I say, it's just not enough to love someone and hope that there will be change. It's up to them. You need to be discerning. And Spirit has brought you a really strong and powerful message of discernment, because there is so much love that I'm feeling from this. So much love, but you can't have somebody taking your energy, interrupting your rhythms, not paying attention to the little things, because really the big things are accumulation of lots of little things. And expecting you to just keep picking yourself up every time you get knocked because you found out something, or you've revealed knowledge of a secret, or knowledge of infidelity, potentially. Again, with some of you that's true, or knowledge of the shadow energy in the person that you're dealing with. But there's no point in confronting it, and that's something else that you've learned, that it is pointless to confront somebody who's not willing to own it in themselves. It's about honesty. It's about what you find when you really dive deep, what you find when you go beneath the surface and really take a look, and you will see who this person is in the little things, in the little actions. And if they're all about big gestures, but it's not backed up by little actions, then you know exactly what you're dealing with. It's always in the day-to-day little things, small acts of kindness, the words I'm hearing, the words that somebody uses really gives them away as well. And the changeability that, the ocean is consistent. So there's this consistent love here, but there's also a need, I feel, to release so that you can ascend. And although there's so much beauty in this connection, there really is. And again, for some of you, this is a potential to heal a beautiful connection. You're not all of you getting or releasing this person. But if it's you that needs or wants this unity with this person, then there's something you need to reveal. There's something you need to express. And maybe it is the depth of feeling that you feel for them. Maybe it is the fact that, you keep getting up, you keep finding yourself drawn back and back to this connection. Maybe you need to reveal secrets about, your shadow element, your shadow self. And you need to feel more optimistic about being able to do so. But you definitely need to look inward first, not at this other person, not at them. But there could be enormous and sudden change that is hugely positive. If it's a new connection that you're manifesting, it's going to allow you to be you, allow you to be expressive, allow you to feel the depth of feeling that you do and are capable of accessing. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. And when this cycle closes, and you could end up marrying this person or just being with them for the rest of your life, maybe. This is just, or you're committing to spirit in that sense as well. There's some kind of commitment coming in. It's a completion. This is a beautiful completion. So at the moment you're preparing for the union and you're readying for union. And this is spiritually sanctioned. It's faith that you need. It's magic that is beyond your control. It's kind of allowing the universe to perform its magic without you trying to get involved or define the rhythm or define the process of things here. So for those dealing with a toxic past situation where there's been no revelation, no revealing of what's gone on behind the scenes, even though you're fully aware that there's secrets that have been hidden from view, then this is the time where fully releasing this will bring you into an ascension whereby you are calling in your true partner, your true long lifetime partner here, like a soulmate or a twin flame, like somebody that is really for you. Or you need to heal by having an open heart-to-heart conversation where you express your vulnerabilities and you're totally transparent with this person, because they will ebb away from you. And they are on the way out and beyond this point. And it really is like there's not much of a window here is what I'm feeling. There's really not much of a window here. This person will be gone. Their light will leave your life if you cannot confront this. It's on its way out. They're already manifesting something with real elegance. And if you are holding back and know that you have, screwed up, or you haven't been honest, or but you still want a union with this person, know that you need to express yourself, or the universe is going to close this and bring them what they know that they deserve, which is the ability to be heard, to be seen, to be understood, and to feel, to express the depth of the difficulty or the depth of feeling that they've felt here. They've picked themselves up and they're ready to move on. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. And the little things are really important to this person now. They're being very mindful and very conscious about the connections. They're wary, they're caution and moderation. So if you're involved with somebody else, they're going to stay dark and they're going to move on. But if you are, or this is the person that you're dealing with, and so you'll know very soon whether this person has the courage to come forward and, not be afraid of being knocked down or knocked back, or, putting it on the line, like preparing to have to go deep into the faith, into the magic. But that's what they've brought to you as well. And this really is a very beautiful reading. And it's a very deep reading. These subconscious energies that this person has brought to you, they could have been embedded for lifetimes. And I'm feeling like they have really brought a recognition of what really counts here. What really counts. And you have ascended. You've overcome. And you're connecting again with your joy, with your depth, and with knowing that good things are just around the corner. This is jackpot. You're going to hit the jackpot. Whatever the next relationship is that you're heading towards, this person, be grateful for them, because they allowed you to unify the shadow and the light so that you feel now completely whole, very resilient, grateful for the little things that you have. They've deepened your connection with spirit. Oh, so much, so much. And the magic of this connection was always meant to be this way. This is beautiful. Anyway, I really hope that resonated, Stack 3, and if it did, please like and subscribe and share. Thank you so much.